Hey, Latoya.
Good morning. I don't.
Good morning. Hey Ben, what's new? What's going on?
Oh, I do have a question. I have a friend who has the house was, I believe it was initially a Habitat of Humanity house. We
Mhm.
don't get involved with reselling those, do we?
Um, well, it depends, right? If it's an affordable home,
Mhm.
they do have you can sell them, yes. But the affordable homes, there is a certain criteria of how much they can actually list those homes for.
Okay.
Those, people who buy them and get into them, the whole program, those homes stay within those programs. So if you were to buy an affordable home, even with the market going up, unfortunately, those that bought those homes can't take advantage of that market because those homes have to stay within the program. So I don't
Right.
know what the percentage is, but I can get you a number. If you could tell me what town it's in, I can get you a
No.
number who you can call and they can tell you.
Okay. It's like English Town,
Okay. I mean,
but it's like in a weird spot of English Town. It's like you come to the light after you pass the police station.
uh-huh.
Um, you come to another light and it's like an old country building, a laundromat. You probably know if you see it, and then you turn and the house is like in the cusp in between that laundromat and across from the deli. I can't think of the road right now, but it's in a weird spot. But again, it's affordable home, so you know. But that's why I was like, I have to check because I know Habitat of Humanities, you have to, they also have to stay in them a long period of time, which she has. She definitely has because my daughter is 22, so she's been there since.
Is
But
your daughter living in it?
no, no, no. But that's how long I know my daughter was a baby when she moved in there.
Right,
But they got to stay in there for a long time before they could sell it. So
right. So, mm, is that Manalapan Township?
you could, I guess they will still consider that an Alpine, yes.
Okay. So here's the affordable housing information.
Okay.
Um, your best thing to do is to contact them directly. Uh,
Okay.
you want,
No, I'm gonna mess. I think I know. I think you have to go through Habitat Humanities first.
well, I think Habitat for Humanity are the companies that actually
Build them.
build them and
Oh,
renovate.
build them.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't think they have anything to do with the sale, I don't believe.
okay.
Um, I don't believe. I'll be honest with you, I've never sold an affordable home. I had an opportunity at one point where we were gonna list it, but we never went through, and that was in Brick. They backed out once they found out that, they couldn't make the money that they were hoping to make on the house.
Right.
They backed out. But yeah, just try and here, this number right down here, you can give them a call. The
Okay.
722-446-3200, and just let them know that you have a question on affordable homes, affordable housing information. And they'll
Okay.
walk. And
All right, sir.
if it is Habitat for Humanity, then you would discuss that with them.
Okay. Well, other than that, I have like 4 op city referrals for these apartments, but they're just not it's not working for them.
Not
Their
panning out.
budgets it's hard. Like one guy, he wants 1,800 in Princeton. He wants
Yeah.
a balcony and a washing. I'm
So
like 1,800.
Latoya, here's the thing, right? And Megan, you've been doing this for a little. Hi, Megan, how are you?
Hi.
How long have you been doing real estate?
With agency since December, but I haven't really taken off with anything yet.
Okay. So for both of you then, with rentals, here's the thing, right? And here's the great thing about real estate is that you pick and choose who you want to work with. Okay. And I know we all get into this business. I remember when I first got into this business, I wanted to help everybody, right?
Correct.
And even the challenging ones, I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy that was able to get somebody from renting to buying, or that rental where nobody wanted to help them. I wanted to help them. And I've learned through the process is that there's only so much that you can do, right? And instead of really wasting your time and their time too, and gas and effort, what you have to do is really qualify these people. So if you have somebody that's looking for 1,800, 3 bedrooms in Princeton, they have 2 dogs, they have 2 kids, you just know they have bad credit. Only one of the parents is working. You'll know right away whether or not they would qualify to get that rental. And at that point in time, you have to have that hard line conversation with them of, listen, what you're looking for is nearly impossible. That's like a unicorn that you're looking for. I'll try and help you to my best ability, but to be quite frank, I'm not sure I'm the right real estate agent for you, and just be very matter of fact. You don't have to work with everybody, work with those that are qualified to be able to buy or rent for what they're looking for. Okay. And Sophia, how are you? Hey, Jesseline.
Hi, how are you?
Sophia knows this because we've had this conversation many a times, right, Sophia, where you have to have that coming to Jesus talk with some people, and it's better to have that up front than on the back end and be back on your heels. There's some people you just won't be able to help.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And I've tried it my way, and I've tried it several times of having that conversation up front. And I find that it really helps you to navigate the relationship with your clients, and just it helps them, and they like when you're upfront and set the right expectations, or have those hard conversations and say, help them to really see if they're on the right path, or if they're thinking the right thing, or their expectation is too high. But just having that conversation upfront is absolutely important. I don't do anything else but have those conversations. Obviously I use my discretion at times, but every time, but sometimes you just have to have those conversations up front.
Yeah. Sophia worked with me years ago in South Brunswick. That's how we first met. And I was the broker of the office. She was a new agent coming to the business. And, correct me if I'm wrong, Sophia, it's like when you first get into the business, you want to help everybody. You want to be able to help everybody. We're in the people service business, and you get yourself caught up in trying to set the wrong expectation sometimes. So just be very matter of fact. Listen, I don't think that I'd be able to find you what you're looking for. You know, if you need help finding, can you guys hear me okay, by the way?
I'm getting some feedback, really.
Yeah, so am I. Hold on one
Maybe
second.
somebody else has to, maybe everyone needs to mute.
Can you hear me a little bit better?
Much better. Mhm.
Okay, good. Yeah, sometimes you just have to cut and run, you know, and it's no disrespect to anybody, you know. You'll see if you try and do it the hard way of finding them something that just doesn't exist, the relationship gets tarnished very quickly, you know, because their expectation is that you said, I will help you when you can't, you know, so, and that's where conflict arises in anything. Understand this, real estate is like, you know, psychology, right? Conflict arises when two people have different expectations and they're not met and you guys are not on the same page. So try and minimize that conflict as soon as possible. And what you could do too is be very upfront with them if they have bad credit or they have, you know, dogs, or one spouse doesn't have kids too. Yeah, that makes a difference, believe it or not. You know, it's not about discrimination. It's about, look, your credit score is 520. You make, I don't know, $30,000-$40,000 a year. You're really trying to squeeze 10 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound bag with your budget of what you have. You know, what you can do to help you put yourself in a better position is that if you can work on your credit score and get it to at least, you know, in the sixes, 620, 610, 615, somebody's going to take a look at your application and take it a little bit more seriously than, you know, somebody that's at a 520. You know, because you will be competing with other tenants that are out there, especially in this market. There's a ton of tenants that are looking for rentals right now, even in this high market. And it's just as competitive out there as it is for somebody looking for a residential purchase. All right.
Yeah, definitely. That's when we made a new listing for rental.
Right.
And we had around 15 people for 1 week.
Yeah.
15 people.
15 applicants for one house.
Approximately 15, yeah, people who came and watched the apartments.
Yeah. You know, and I think this is going to be a long haul for renters. You know, I don't think that's going away. And what people are doing now, you know, I have friends that are actually keeping the home that they have, taking some of the equity and buying another house and renting out the house that they live in, just to get another source of income, you know, just because the rentals are so high right now. So that was a good thing to go over. I appreciate that, Latoya. So back to how you should handle that is that if you're getting a lead like that, set a plan with them of how they need to improve. Put it back on them because they're all putting their monkeys on your back, right? Put the monkey back on their back and say, listen, you need to work on X, Y, and Z, and then I'll be able to help you. You know, and then what you do is you either release them or put them on a long-term plan.
Okay, so I shouldn't, that's what I guess my next question is, like, should I retain them as leads or whatever, or should I release them? Releasing them
I
won't affect my
personally,
score,
rental,
right?
Latoya, personally on a rental for me,
Mhm.
it takes a long time for somebody to correct their credit if that's an issue. It's almost impossible for somebody that's looking for a budget that's well below the market, to have them be able to afford to be in a certain market. So I would just release them. There are rentals,
Okay.
you know, and after
Okay.
the fees and everything, sometimes it's just not worth it,
Understood. All right, thank you.
especially with the gas prices and everything. Yeah, you could be running around all over the place. You know, does anybody have any other suggestions on that? No. Good. Okay. So let's get into the new Creative Design Studios And I'm gonna go from the beginning. So when you log in, does everybody see my screen?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
good. So when you log into, and mind you, I have a little bit different view than everybody that's on the call because I'm an administrator here. So you might see things on mine that you don't see on yours. And I'll try and point them out if I see them. But the crux of what we're gonna go over, you know, the meat and potatoes that are in there, I'll definitely hit on what you guys are actually gonna be working on. So if you look in your either frequents or in all of your apps on the one login, you should be able to find the One Design Creative Studio, which is different than the Print Center One Design Print Center, right? You're gonna click on that. And it's gonna take you into the new One Creative Studio. Just gonna move you guys out of the way. Okay. I already started playing around with this to just get an idea of how this works. This is interactive with the MLS. So as you're uploading things, you can actually put in the MLS number and create something. I have noticed, and so has the company, that if you're pulling the MLS photos from the MLS, they may come up a little grainy. So you're better off if you're, let's say you're doing an open house for somebody, asking that listing agent if they could just send you a couple photos from their photo shoot because it comes out a lot cleaner on the design. I'll give you an example here. This is something that I was working on for an open house flyer. You can actually create something like this. Everything in here is editable, that's a hard word to say, editable. You can even move these words. It's almost like, Giju, this is almost like Canva on steroids, right?
Yeah, but Canva has a little more functionality.
Right, like you
in
can
the
remove
sense of
backgrounds and stuff
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, you can edit more. And
Right.
also on when we're talking about Creative One Studio, Creative Studio, I personally, because I don't have an MLS number,
Right.
and my profile hasn't been properly set up,
Mhm.
I can't get the listings from MLS because I don't have an MLS to get the information from. So what's important is every agent needs to completely fill out all the important slots of their profile before they start doing this, because the data needs.
Let me show them where you got to go. So you have to go into zone, correct?
Yeah.
Right.
And on the bio.
Right. So if you go into where, like if you click on your picture and you go into your account and you go into public info, right? Here's where you're going to find the information. Is this where they need to go? Settings, I don't think so. Maybe it's
think it doesn't. Oh wait, let me check on my end.
Yeah, if you could.
Because on my end, I don't have an MLS listing.
There we go.
So,
It's on documentation. So in documentation, you have your different MLSs. Okay, make sure that you have the proper MLSs in here.
yeah, and also please mention your like LinkedIn profiles. Sorry, not LinkedIn, your Instagram and your Facebook, because they are adding that feature so that you can directly upload from the Creative Studio directly to your social media platform, so that there's more seamless integration. So your
So
profile,
that would be in the public.
Yeah,
public info on the bottom. If you scroll down, you have your Instagram, you have your Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, all your different social media feeds. All right, make sure all that stuff is up to date. And if you look at your profile, you all should be, you know, in the 90s.
Mhm.
If something is missing, make sure you go in there and try and update it.
I think the minimum for proper functionality is 80, as I recall it. 80%, that's how much you need so that you could actually use the one suite properly and all the integrations that go along with it. So it's very important that at least that has been met.
Okay. So
I have 69.
69, you got work to do. All right, so let's get to it. I'm going to show you just a couple different samples, and then we'll get into like a listing. But on something like this, right, which I just found in there as one of the designs, you can upload your pictures just by clicking on here, going through the photos that you have, picking what you want. It'll drop it down here in the box, and then you can just click on the photo, bring it over, and don't freak out when it comes over. Like, this is too big. You can't really read the words on here. Remember, I told you everything is customizable on here, so I could drag this up, make the picture a little bit smaller, right? Bring it back down.
I have a question.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm on this page. What I have to choose? I have to choose first what kind of flyer. I
No,
want to
so
create.
yeah, so everybody that was on the page, you have nothing so far, so it should be blank. You wouldn't have any of this stuff here, right? Where you're gonna go first is you're gonna go to the left-hand side, and they have branding, listing, marketing, market updates, 1 Facebook banners, 1 LinkedIn banners, 1 Twitter banners, and then testimonials, right? You see all that? If you go into listing marketing, it'll pull up a couple designs that are up there. And I think they all look pretty sharp, you know? But if you took one of these designs, like, let's do this one here. And I want to create this design. You would then put in the MLS here. So I think I have the MLS opened up. All right, let's take this one, copy. Sorry. So I'm going to take the MLS number. I'm going to copy and paste it here.
And it's gonna upload all the information, right? Like address.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
This design host 1 property. Do you want that another property or continue as is? Continue as is. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I did that wrong. Sorry about that. Let me go back. I'm going to put in the MLS number. It's going to find it, and I want to click on the actual property. And then it pulls up all the information here.
Mhm.
Okay, even gives you photos that are here. What I would do is, if you're going to be doing the open house, click on a couple photos. Don't just click on one, because you might put that photo in and it doesn't work, or it doesn't look good, or what have you. So always remember, you know, people want to see kitchens and bathrooms, right? So I clicked on a few, or handful. And then I'm going to confirm. It's always going to ask you if you have permission to actually create this, right? So you want to click on that, and you should get permission before you market anything for anybody. And I'm going to create.
All right, how good site.
Now, when it comes up, like I said, sometimes it comes up a little off, right? And it's only because it's trying to fit all that information that you had in one spot. So you got to move it around a little bit, make it work for you. just gonna delete this altogether. Maybe. It gives you all the guides, you know, as you're moving stuff around to let you know that you are centered.
Wait, this picture, the first picture I see now, it's not from MLS photos,
No,
right?
No, if I click on the picture here,
Mhm.
you'll see the property information's right down here.
Okay.
This is the MLS photos that I actually
So if
uploaded.
we want, we can change for a real one, or we can keep this one.
Yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, you want to put the real one in. Because
So why did we choose more photos?
I chose more photos because sometimes I'll put the photo in and I look at it and I go,
Mhm.
I don't like that look, you know, so I want to try something else. I don't
We
like
don't
that
have to
look
go
either.
back, just again,
Right, right. You have them all there. You really get one shot to upload the photos and it's right in that beginning. Otherwise, you'll have to go back and upload more or upload them through here,
Mhm.
which makes it a little less convenient. Yeah,
It looks good.
yeah. And then that would be
And very
my post for
professional.
this one. It looks very professional. It's clean. The designs that are in here are really forward thinking. I'm gonna say continue. So this is now saving it on my dashboard. So if I go back to the dashboard, you'll see it'll be up there with all the other designs that I did. It's really super user friendly. You know, it takes a little manipulation of the pictures and the designs of what you want, but there's a lot of things that you can do in here. I'm not sure if you guys, do you have the branding bar on there on yours? Does it
Yeah.
say branding?
I have everything what you have.
All right, good. So on here, these are nice for social media posts, you know, if you want to put your own stuff on there. Beachside living, coastal living, desert living, opportunity awaits. These are all things that you can go in, customize yourself
Awesome, even, to post on Instagram.
everywhere. Yep.
It looks very beautiful.
You see how it pulls all my information over, right? Everything that I have in there pulls over.
How did you prepare?
It automatically did that as soon as I chose it.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is what Gigi was talking about. Make sure that your information is correct in the zone
Mhm,
because this is where it's pulling the information from.
mhm.
Okay. You can also add text if you wanted to. Shapes, different layers, if you wanted to do different layers, backgrounds, if you want to change, you know, the colors of the backgrounds and stuff. And then obviously the image, if you wanted to add or take away, you can do that. Some of the stuff you can't, like this one logo, that one's anchored in, so you can't do anything about that. The brush strokes, you can't do anything about that, but the wording, any of the wording that's on here, you can manipulate and change, including the photo in the background. And then once you have exactly what you want, you have a download and you have a share button, right? So you can either download it as a PNG or a JPEG. And when you download it, you can name it whatever you want, and it will actually download to your computer. I'm sorry. You just open up the file and it'll be right there ready to be shared. You could save this wherever you want. You could share it to your social media if you wanted to. There's a lot of different things that you can actually do with this.
Question, Marcel.
Yeah.
That number underneath your business development coach, that is your, what number
That's
is
my
that?
license number.
Okay, so I guess mine's is showing, I'm playing around with it, but there's no number there. That means I
Yeah,
have to.
that's fine. To be honest with you, I would probably take mine out. We're not like an insurance company or a mortgage rep. We wouldn't need that
Okay.
information on there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's optional. Any other questions? No? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I really think you guys should play around with it. Up here, you guys have these boxes. These are pretty much all the updates and different things that they're enhancing and changing while the program's going on. Anything new that comes down, they'll put on here. There's little tips on what to do. And this is constantly growing. You know, this is when we were beta testing. You know, all this information's on there. And they have quite a few templates, and they're going to continue to produce more templates as you go along. I don't know. I think it's cool. It's easy. It's relevant.
And I like that you can use it for your listings to
Yes,
promote them, and at the same time, for any posts you want to add to Instagram, but you want them to look beautiful,
correct.
or you don't have your own photos of
Right.
yourself or properties, so you can use these ones.
Yeah.
And it still looks professional and
It
beautiful.
looks very professional. Once again, it's very, very easy. And you're right. If you didn't have photos for that property and you just wanted to put something together just to get it on your social media, so that people could start asking you questions, you can do that. You can create anything, really. It's really limited to your imagination, pretty much. But if you listed something by the beach, you know, you could put in just listed, and add, if you wanted to add a text, photos coming soon, or professional photos. You could change the font on this. So if you wanted to do something like this, spread it out. Yeah, so people can see that. It's really be creative, you know, be as creative as you possibly can to create content that's going to be fresh, put on your social media so that you get engagement, to get people to actually start using you, asking you to list their homes. And that's really it. I mean, I'm not looking to take up a ton of your time, 30 minutes. Does anybody have any questions about that? Are you guys excited about it? Do you like it? Are you going to use it? Yeah, everybody's muted.
Yes, I think it's great. It gives me a lot of options and choices. And what I like about it, I don't really have to think about too many things or think about where can I go to find a really nice photo or picture of a house or something. So most of everything is there that I can use, and it's all professional look. It's, you know, clean and crisp. And so yes, I plan to use it.
Yeah, for anybody that's looking for content as well on their social media, feel free to go in here and really search around at the different things that this has to offer. Sorry. You know, because really the sky's the limit. It really is. Trying to think of what else. I don't think there's really much. I mean, and remember, you know, your content on your social media doesn't always have to be just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold. You know, you can talk about our brokerage, you can talk about our office, you can talk about, you know, different things that are engaging. Actually, Pranima had something posted yesterday that she had hundreds of hits on it, and it was just a question that she, you know, she had somebody put out on her social media. And it was a benign question, you know, would you prefer to rent versus buy or something like that, or it was something like that, and she got a ton of hits on that. So use it, you know, play around with it, put your social media, and when you put this on social media, like these look very, very crisp and clean, you're going to get a lot of likes. People are going to ask you about it. All right. kept it short and sweet, kept it in 30 minutes.
I like where you
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Is there anything going on in the business? Anything that you need help with? Anything that you want to talk in the group?
Oh, I have a question.
Go.
Yeah, so I found Realty One Group Green templates and I see here one business card. So I need to bring new ones. I can do my own design using
Yeah.
this. Okay.
Just make sure that our DBA is on there, meaning Realty One Group Central,
Mhm,
not just Realty One Group.
yeah,
That's the only thing.
but what if I want to do very different business cards, not from Realty? What information I have to put there? Only the name of?
You have to have the name of the company, you know, Realty One Group Central. You have to have the office address and the office number,
Mhm, and that's it. This is.
and then your cell phone number,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and I can actually do any design.
anything you want.
So I have to put this label one in the round,
In the circle,
Yeah,
it's gotta be our logo on there.
but do I have to should I have to put it or the name of the company?
The Realty
is
One
not-
Group Central,
Is enough?
Yeah.
The logo is not necessary?
No.
Okay.
did everybody
Also,
hear that?
Just a thought regarding the rental market, and I
Yeah.
know you're aware of it, of where renters are putting down more than the ask price for the rental as if they're bidding for a house.
Bidding
And
more,
some are
yeah.
doing $200 and $300 over. I find that
A
so,
month? Yeah,
that's crazy.
I know. I
Oh,
know. It's
house
just
for
that
rent for
we're,
like $3,000. It's like. they
Say
want like
again?
Say that again?
$3,000. I saw a house in Manalapan, they want to rent it for $3,000 a month. It's something
yeah.
like that. It's
yeah,
crazy.
that's the norm now. Single family homes where
Mhm.
you could have gotten, and it's interesting because you look at different markets in Bergen County, Hudson, those rents have gone up over 50% within the last 2 years. 50%. So something that was renting for $1,500 is now renting for $3,000. Something that was renting for $3,000 is now renting for $6,000. You know, it's a crazy rental market out there. Crazy.
Yeah, a 2-bedroom apartment. My friends, I know them. They are paying like $28.50 in Hillsborough, and that's a starting for them, right? So it starts at $28.50. It's a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Not even it's crazy.
Yeah, that's where, you know, to save yourself time and going back to that conversation that we had earlier, you really have to educate your clients. You
Yeah.
have to have a good consultation with them to let them know what the expectations are,
Mhm.
you know, and it's the same thing with your buyers too. You know, we make mistakes sometimes of not having that conversation with buyers on where the market is at, and they're thinking, even in this market, that they can negotiate down. In some cases, you might be able to. You know, I'm not saying it's impossible, but you know, they really need to be educated on, first of all, speaking with a mortgage advisor. That's number one. Anytime you're working with a buyer, before you even want to get them into a house, you want to try and get them pre-qualified. You know, have your team set up of who you're going to be using, you know, to do that. And it should be a seamless, you know, transaction where, oh, hi, Sophia, how are you? Nice to meet you. So you wanted to see 123 Main Street. By any chance, did you get your pre-approval yet? And speak very matter of fact, right? Did you get your pre-approval yet? And if they say no, do I need that to see the house? You know, tell them, yeah, actually, right now in this competitive market, it would be advantageous to you to get that pre-approval because things are happening so quickly. And I'll give you an example. I got somebody that wants to go out on Saturday. I can't really start sending them listings till Thursday, Friday, because anything I send them on Monday or Tuesday is going to be gone,
Mhm.
you know, by Saturday. You know, so if you don't have a mortgage advisor, let me get you together with Brenda. You know, let me get you together with Brian. You know, these are people that I work with in the office. They're professionals. I like working with them because I don't have to call into a 1-800 number or, you know, talk to somebody that I don't know to try and get answers, you know, while we're going through this process. They're actually work on my team, you know. And it's just a matter of educating some of these people. Some of these people think that, well, if I'm getting a pre-approval, then that means that you're running my credit. I don't want my credit run. I don't want, explain to them the whole process of, look, this is what you're gonna need. The pre-approval is good for 6 months. This is part of the process. And I've given people the line, look, there's the right way of doing real estate and there's the wrong way of doing real estate. I always try and do it the right way. And the right way is getting you pre-qualified and making sure that you're a viable buyer. I would hate to show you a house that you can't afford and you fall in love with it. Does anybody watch Say Yes to the Dress? My wife makes me watch that, by the way. That's
Yeah.
but Say Yes to the Dress. They always say to the woman, if this dress is out of your budget, I don't want you trying it on because I don't want you falling in love with it because it ruins the whole process after that. They measure each dress off of that one that they can't afford. It's the same thing with the homes. They measure each home off of that home that they can't afford, so don't do that to people. And that's pretty much it. Anybody else? Yeah, what do you got?
So I agree with you that we have to educate our clients,
Mhm.
right? But the question, I'm a new agent.
Right,
I have to educate myself first. So
right.
where to take this information to know our market better? Where are the sources?
It's called the MLS.
And how to use it to.
So that's going to be another class that I'm going to do.
Okay.
The MLS is, and Sophia, you're probably familiar with the analysis that I use. I've been using it
Yes.
for over 10 years easily. It's a process that it's manual. It's manual. It's not a CMA that you're going to pull from the computer. I feel that when you're pulling CMAs from the computer, they're just not accurate. So I like to compare apples with apples, and I have a spreadsheet that I put together
Mhm.
where when you put in the properties, the different examples, you have to go back 12 months ago, get 3 samples. You go back 6 months ago, get 3 samples. You get 3 samples of what's active, and then 3 samples of what's under contract.
Mhm.
And when you put those samples into the system, it's going to give you a range of where that house should be. If it's completely renovated, it would be on the higher side. If it's a house that needs a lot of work, it would be on the lower side. If it's a house that's in the middle, you just average it out and you'll get what that price is. And I've been using the system for 10 years, and I can honestly say that with every client that I've used this system with, we've hit the mark or have gotten them more.
Mhm.
And this is prior to the pandemic. Understand that. I've been using this for 10 years. So 10 years ago, we weren't in the market that we're in now. All right. So very few times that I have to deviate from that because number one, it's really comparing apples with apples, right? When I give them that price, it's fair market value for that price, right? That's where the fair market value is. When buyers come in, they look at that price and they can't argue with it. They can't say, well, I think you're overpriced. No, it's not overpriced. It's fair market value. This is exactly what it is. And they see that and they go, all right, I'm going to offer you this. I also do things a little bit differently. And it was kind of really geared around the fact that I was always a broker manager and I was required to be in the office 9 to 5. Right. So I had to work my business around my main hours. So when I'm working with a listing per se, I would always, even when coming soons weren't around, I was doing it. I had to. So I would list the house on a Monday or Tuesday, push everybody, have a delayed showing. Back then it was called delayed showing. I would do a delayed showing till Saturday and Sunday, do my open houses Saturday and Sunday. And then everybody comes to the house Saturday and Sunday. And by Monday, we're doing final. It makes it so much easier for the seller because they don't have to keep their house clean Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If they have pets, they don't have to worry about the pets, and how we're going to navigate through that. And on the weekend, it's 4 hour. I always did, 1 to 4. So 1 to 2, 3, 4, 3 hour open house. I always did it Saturday and Sunday, both days, always. And back then, before now, where we have 60, 70 people coming to an open house, you know, I would get probably conservatively 15 to 12 people, which was a good pace because I was able to build rapport with those people. You know, I was able to introduce myself and really spend time with them. Now it's a little bit different because you have so many people that are coming to the open houses that it gets a little tricky. So what I would recommend if you are going to do an open house is do it with somebody, you know, have a partner there that can help you either take the names or you guys, you know, divvy up the list halfway, or, you know, one time somebody shows the house, the next, you know, the next time the other, you know, like you flip flop back and forth, but have that agreement made prior to doing that open house. You know, this is how we're going to do it. I'll take the first one, you take the second one, and then whatever names you take, you keep, whatever names I take. And it's luck of the draw. It's just the way it is, you know. Or I've had people where they've just split it, you know, down the middle altogether. If we close on anything, we'll split it 50-50, you know, down the middle. So if it's your client, my client, whatever it is, you know, we'll get it closed. But there's different ways of working that. And if you want to try it on your own, God bless you, you know, see how it works. But really control it. Like I literally lock the door, take one family in, show them around the house. And if they have a back door, it's great. I let them out the back door and then I go back to the front, let the next person in. And those that are serious buyers are going to wait.
So they will not attend. No, it's not normal practice.
Everybody's now, look, everybody knows that if they go into a place, they got to wear a mask, they wear a mask. You know, everybody knows that if they go into a restaurant, there's no menus, they're going to use the QR codes. You know, it's the same thing in real estate. Everybody just follows the herd. You know, if there's a line out the door, they get in line, or if they're not serious buyers, they leave.
Yeah.
That's the way, you know, that's the way it is. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because I can't take on too many buyers for me anyway. You know, I can't take on too many buyers. For somebody like yourself, I mean, if you want to chase everybody down, you can try and do that. But for me, I see it as a weeding out process. Those real buyers, you know, will then understand, and especially if you're having a buyer's consultation with them afterwards, like say you were able to get one buyer out of that open house. That's when you really have to let them know, look, you saw that open house, you saw how many people were there, right? This is real. You know, so do you have your pre-approval? And if they say no, say, well, most of the people that came through there did, you know, so you're one step behind them. So let's get your pre-approval, you know, so that way, if you do find that house that you absolutely love, that's one less step we have to get, you know. And then, you know, it all comes with practice too. You know, I've been doing this for a while, so I feel very confident and comfortable in what I do. You have to find your niche, your business, how you want to run it, you know, and what works for you. My process may not work for you. You know, it may not work for you. It works for me because it works with my scheduling and everything that I do. But find what works for you and really work on your craft. You know, what I mean by that is if you need help with dialogue, if you need help with scripts, if you need help with setting up, you know, call me. Contact me. Megan, I know it's hard for you to get in the office. If that's the case, call me. We could set up a Zoom. You know, if you have an idea of what you want to do, I can do this virtually, easily, you know, and show you exactly what you need to do or work with you on you know, strategy.
I have a question.
You only get two. Okay.
So when we're gonna have the lesson how to know market data?
Well, I can, you're here now, so I can go over that with you.
It's better next time.
Okay.
I don't want to rush. I
Okay.
want to truly understand how you do this.
So we can do it one of two ways, right? You can either schedule with me and we'll block out, you know, that hour to go over it, right? Or I could set it up on a training. I don't know. Let me just look at my training schedule now, what I have set up. Is that something that you all think it would benefit from? Is learning how to do an evaluation on homes?
I would like to,
Yes,
yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
I'd like a refresher.
All right, cool. So I'm just gonna pull up the zone calendar real quick. You all know we have this, right? So if you go into zone and you go into our calendar.
To share your screen, we're not seeing what you're seeing.
Oh,
Unless
I'm
you're keeping
sorry.
it private.
No. Let me share them. I forgot. Thank you, Sophia. Can you see it now?
Yes, we do.
All right, perfect. So what I did was, when you go into zone and you click on calendar here, this has the scheduled dates of everything that's going on. And if you click on, like if I click on today, you'll see it actually states on here, Wow Wednesday, Design Center Creative Design. This is gonna be, oh, okay, there you go. Next Wednesday, evaluations for listings. So I already have it scheduled. I'm gonna do it next Wednesday.
Okay.
All right,
awesome.
it's already in there.
You teach us how to understand the market?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm gonna teach you how to understand the market, how I come to evaluate what the price on a house would be. But what I want you all to do is really block out that hour. You know, I'll send you what I use, so you have it. And then I'll walk you through every step of how I do it.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we're gonna go back to the one app. She wanted me because a lot of people were asking about the one app. And then for those of you, I know not everybody's on KV Core. It's gonna be like, and I have to change this too, but for right now, we're gonna do the last Thursday or the third Thursday of each month. We're gonna switch to just a KV Core training. And then this one is just Realty One Group Central Tools. So it's just gonna be a tool that I'll find by the 31st that I think you guys would benefit from. All right, so next week, evaluations on listings. For those of you understand, what I use is an Excel spreadsheet. So if you don't have Excel, try and get it, or Google Docs or something that would work with it. And we'll go from there.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions?
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, Sophia. You're welcome, Justin. All right. Have a great day and have an awesome weekend. And once again, if you need me, call me. Call me, text me, email me, or however you want to communicate with me. We'll figure something out.
Have a good.
Thank
day,
you. Have a
all.
good day, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Sophia.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Yes. Hello. We're good?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.